This week's lesson for Art at Home is on Piet Mondrian. He was a Dutch painter who was born in 1872 in the Netherlands. He died in 1944. During his life, he studied simple shapes and dark lines. He was considered an abstract artist. What led him to his minimalism paintings was Pablo Picasso. He was struck by the cubism that Pablo Picasso did. So today I'm going to show you a few of his paintings and we're going to do some art. This is called The Red Tree. It took him 2 years to complete this. He worked on it from 1908 to 1910. Victory Boogie Woogie. He completed this in 1944. This does not have a title, but he completed it in 1921. This is called New York City. He used colorful lines here and his shapes were white. He completed this in 1942. Composition number 10. Pier and Ocean. He did this one in 1915. This one was super simple with gray, white, and black lines. He did this one in 1926. The Gray Tree, he completed in 1912. Composition 2 in red, blue, and yellow, he completed in 1930. Number 2 composition with red, yellow, and blue, 1937 to 1942. So those are just some of his paintings that he did. Super simple. And let's make some art. For your Piet Mondrian art project, you will need some white 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. This is just regular construction paper, a little bit thicker than printer paper. You can use markers in your primary colors, your red, yellow, blue, and you'll need black. You can use crayons in your primary colors, red, yellow, blue, and you'll need black, or you can use paint. If you choose to use paint, make sure that you have your flat paintbrush, your small flat paintbrush, some water, and a rag. You will also need a ruler and a pencil to start, and then for the very end, to add some bling, you will need red or blue glitter and Elmer's glue. All right, to get started, we're gonna take our ruler and we're just gonna make some lines on our paper. All right, now that I have my bands finished, you can see that I have some rectangles, some squares in here. Now what you can do is, if you're planning on coloring with your marker, you're gonna want to start with your colors first, and you're gonna want to pick a square to color. You do not have to color them all. I'm gonna make some smaller ones in here really quick. So I'm gonna use paint. So with my paintbrush and my red, yellow, and blue, I'm gonna choose a color, and I'm just gonna paint a square. Rinse your brush if you're using paint. If you're just using your markers or your crayons, go ahead and change your color. All right, I'm gonna let mine dry, and I'm gonna be ready for my black lines when we get back. All right, now that our red, blue, and yellow paint is dry, we're gonna paint our black lines. we are finished. Now you can leave it like this and you've just made a Piet Mondrian masterpiece, and you can frame it and hang it, and it looks like a beautiful piece of wonderful art. Or, because of Valentine's Day, what I like to do when I do this with my kids in class is we're gonna make a Valentine's Day card. So what I need you to do is grab another big piece of construction paper. I would suggest using red or white, and this is the big construction paper. You're gonna fold it in half, and this is gonna be your card. So it's a really big card, and you're just gonna set this aside. And after your painted piece dries, or I did a second one with crayon, we're gonna take this and we're gonna fold it. Make sure your colors are on the inside and the white is on the outside, and we're gonna draw a heart, half of a heart, filling as much of the page as possible. We're gonna cut our heart out. And again, you can do this with marker. You can do this with your painted piece of paper that you had, but there is your beautiful Piet Mondrian heart. Now remember, I said the glitter. So here comes the glitter. And I'm just gonna take and rub some glue on this empty spot. I don't want it on the blue. Get some of that off. I'm just gonna kind of smear it around with my finger. If you don't wanna use your finger, you can use a paintbrush or a Q-tip. But you just want a thin layer of glue in one space. Don't get carried away, just do one space. And I'm gonna set this underneath here because I like to save my glitter. I don't like to just throw the over glitter away. I had to open it, it was brand new. And I'm just gonna sprinkle this with this red glitter. Make sure the whole space is good and covered. I'm gonna kind of pat it down. Looks like I need to put some more glue on here. To make sure the glitter sticks. All right, now that I have a beautiful glittered part of my heart, I'm gonna save that glitter, put it back in the container. And I'm gonna take my red piece of paper, and you can put your heart right there in the center. So I'm gonna carefully flip my heart over, add some dots of glue. You don't need a lot to stick your heart. You just need a lot when you're adding glitter. And there you have a super cute Valentine's Day card. You can write a sweet little saying to mom, dad, grandma, grandpa on the inside. You can put Happy Valentine's Day on the front. So there are so many things that you can do with Piet Mondrian art. You can paint it, you can use crayons with it, you can use markers with it, you can turn it into a card, or you can just leave it as a plain piece of 8.5 by 11 art and frame it. Have fun. I cannot wait to see what you guys create.